Good morning, students, and welcome to the weekly walkthrough for January 11th, the week of January 11th. I'm going to start you off with, again, how to find our class links. There are a number of ways to get to the class link. My suggestion, a wonderful place is on Schoology in your upcoming section. So if you see here that it has the upcoming section, and this will often have information for many of your classes. It will always have information for my class. So for example, if it has a date here, that means if you click on that, that'll take you directly to the link for the class meeting. And the nice thing about that is it will always tell you whatever it is that's coming up next. So for example, if you have an assignment due, all of those things are right there in that upcoming section. Another way to find the link is to go directly to the calendar icon, which is right there in Schoology, and it will bring you to the calendar, which will have your links also there. I want to review the work for this week. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to go to your language arts folder and you'll see the links to the class meeting. You can also find the link there. And of course, you can also find the link through your Outlook. In your Outlook calendar section, which is right there, you will find the link to the meetings that way as well. So those are 5 ways of finding the correct link. I definitely would encourage you not to go through the Teams link and find it through the chat. That's inadvisable. Once you go into this week we're looking at nature and nurture and getting ready to begin reading our first book that we're going to be reading together, which is Discovering Wes Moore. So if you click on the Read First page, you will see the work due for both classes this week, that our Wednesday office hours are optional. You'll have the attendance form, we'll have some announcements, and then our activity, we'll be sharing our advertisements that you wrote for the first class of the week, and then the second class of the week, we'll have our discussion about nature and nurture. We'll also be looking at what makes for a compelling argument, and then we'll review this afternoon. In the afternoon, as always, or as most of the time, once you fill out the afternoon check-in form, if you would prefer to work on your own, that's absolutely fine. And maybe you want to work on your own, but still be attending the session. That's also fine. The work for the first half of the week, the work I'm going to ask you to do is to watch 2 TED Talks. One is the battle between nature and nurture, and one is my descent into America's neo-Nazi movement and how I got out. And then I'm going to ask you to answer 1 or more of the prompts. And so if you look here, you'll see that assignment here, nature and nurture. And when you click on it, it has the instructions and it has the links to both of those TED Talks there. And the prompts are, how would your life have been different if you'd had different genes? How would your life have been different if you'd grown up in different circumstances? What aspects of you are genetic and what aspects of you are a result of your upbringing? Remember, your response can be written or oral. And I'm going to ask you to put your work in your independent folder. If you're doing an oral response, what you can do is write in your independent work folder, add a page, and then insert audio, and you can just record it directly in there. If you have questions about how to do that, ask me in the afternoon. That's a great time for me to walk you through that process. In the second half of the week, we're going to begin looking at, we'll be reading Discovering Wes Moore. And so I'm going to ask you to read and or listen to the first 3 chapters of Discovering Wes Moore. You can find those chapters here, and you'll find that each one, there's the chapter here, and then also there are the audio recordings for that first chapter that are also provided for you. Again, you can listen to both, or you can read both, or you can listen to and read to. All of those are all viable options for you. And then what I'm going to ask you to do in terms of the assignment is to write 3 discussion questions, and remember that the strongest discussion questions are the ones where there are multiple answers, each of which can be substantiated with evidence from the text. So the idea is that we would delve more deeply into the text. If you look at your agenda for the week in the content library in OneNote, you'll notice that the slides from our class will be posted there, along with the instructions for this afternoon, as well as, of course, our mystery song. I look forward to working with you this week. Have a wonderful afternoon.